evening, everybody. How's it going? Apologies if I seem a little bit slow right now. If you couldn't tell by the title, I am getting over COVID right now. It's a wonderful gift to go with my tournament result last week. But looks like we are good to go. If I'm too quiet, let me know, because I should be able to turn up some volumes on my side. Hello, Gabe. How are you? Thank you, Tukana. I'll probably makes you way worse, Kaiser. You don't want to listen to anything I have to say. If me streaming and talking about my thoughts makes me worse as I'm streaming, then it'll definitely make other people worse, because it's probably just completely nonsensical ramblings at that point. Wait, what? The queue just skipped me? Ugh. Unfortunate. Thank you, Fruit Mouse. Thank you. Unfortunately, we will be missing one more soon coming up here, though. We will be missing next week's and then coming back, hopefully, for a more consistent schedule after that. I could bring my absolute terrible laptop with me and see if I can set it up for a stream, but I don't think that would go very well, honestly. I don't even know what the internet access stuff is going to be like. Okay. So E-Star here. What have we got? And naturally, this is the exact moment where my body decides to give me a terrible headache, so hopefully that goes away here. It's like the moment I started streaming. It's the weirdest thing. But it should pass. It feels like one of those momentary things. This hand's shaping up pretty quickly. Hopefully it does it in such a way that I fill this penchant before it's my final weight. Or I can just move away from it entirely. That would work too. So no Dora showing up just yet, so we don't want to play too adventurously. We're going to try to hold this one just for a little bit of value maybe, but looks like we're not going to need it. Like I said, I really just want to draw the 7 here. That could help. Yeah, I'm not going to worry so much about the Itsu here. If the option is speed, then I'll take that instead, like if I draw the 2 or the 9 here. Ooh, I don't like that pause, though. Hopefully that's not because this person had a pair. That's not bad. Now this gives us the option to switch around to the penchant and keep the 9 as our pair. We probably should just go ahead and drop the 8 and solidify into that, though, if we can. Oh, I guess not. In that case, the 9 is safer, so we'll go with this. It's probably a little bit less efficient. I don't know if it's fatally so or not, though. That's probably fine. Alright, so 9 pin, no idea if that's safe or not. But this 9 so is remarkably safe against everyone here. That doesn't look like a great tile. Don't think I can avoid it here, though. Definitely need to be careful in the future if I've got any unsafe Manzu. Because this could be like Dora 2 Honitsu sort of thing. I'm not as worried about this, though. I do have some experience with Sanma. If you're the one who emailed me, I apologize for not getting back to you just yet. I am working on that one, though. Someone actually just emailed me about Sanma not too long ago, though. working on putting my thoughts together because honestly, it is a difficult subject to talk about. Like, there's a lot of differences in ways that don't matter, if that makes sense. So it's kind of just, understanding what you need to pay attention to and what you don't. Don't like getting fought this quickly. Oh, or we can just see Patsumo. That works too. Never lucky. Oh, wow. Ura 2 on the sumo tile. All right, that's apparently some of my luck from last week is holding out. We'll take that. All right, then. So this is Dora 2 with 4 pairs.
Boom.
Yeah, I'm not sure what the direction is going to be with this hand. Yeah, this one's a significantly good Chitoi chance, I'll be honest here. I usually try to avoid it, but we'll see. Why do I always get the Twitch bots? So I think with that, I'm probably leaning away from Chitoi, but I'm not going to completely destroy the chance just yet. Ugh, not a great draw after that.
Chi.
The ideal here is just to draw into some kind of Ricci only hand with a bunch of Dora, but we'll see. That's fine.
Boom.
It's a very good normal hand chance, Parafox. Excuse me. Yep, if you're just joining in, my voice probably sounds terrible, so I apologize for that. But it is due to me being a terribly sick person. Hey, Doodoo, how's it going?
Boom.
Apparently they're just playing this hand without me. That's fine. I didn't want to play this hand anyway. No, we are killing the Chitoi here, though. That's an unfortunate one, having 2 of the Dora out here.
Boom.
Okay, but yeah, that's why we're completely okay with bailing out there. All right, then. Okay. This hand looks like a Tanyao here. Have to deal with the 8-9 Penchan, but there's quite a few tiles to be able to do that. Ace discarding ace first into another Yakuhai from hand is always a thing. Oh yeah. Well, trust me, Mahjong doesn't help you think at all at that point, Doodle. But if you're planning on solidifying your brain being dead, that is a good way to do it. Thank you. Like, I'm mostly much better already, honestly. It was pretty bad there for a minute. Like, I had my fever accelerating and everything, and I normally run cold. I'm like 98 or something degrees. But like, it went from 99-degree fever to 99.5 to 100 to 101 something, and like, I just was not good at that point. But luckily, it tapered off after that. Kind of peaked and then just shot down, which I guess it makes sense, right? Because if the body's fighting the infection through heat and all that, then at some point that should happen. After the body finds whatever temperature it needs to properly be able to fight the infection. See, I could chi that, but I don't really see a reason to. Naturally, I discard 1 Penchan and get a different one. Excuse me. do have the option to open for this hand.
リーチ
Don't see a strong reason to, especially not with this Ricci coming out here. Yeah, it's fine. Technically, better play is probably the 3-pin, just for pure safety. But I do like attacking chances a lot in this game. Now, I did have one insane hand last week. I almost got my first tournament Yakuman on turn... Sorry, weird situation. On turn, what was it? Turn 3, I declared a Ricci with a Su Onko Tenpai.
ドン
But by turn 12, I hadn't drawn anything, so I just had to take a Ron. So I got a Mangan instead of the potential Yakuman with it. Which, again, turn 3 Ricci for Mangan, you can't really complain. But at the same time, I thought for sure it was going to be my first tournament Yakuman. I was super excited. I was like shaking as I went to draw tiles and stuff. I was hoping no one was noticing. Interesting. I really want to connect this Dora. Perfect, actually. Like, I don't normally say that about a Penchan, but this time, I'm kind of okay with it. I'll definitely immediately pull in the dragon if it comes out.
ポン
Alright, and then one chi to Tenpai. Don't even need the chi. Okay. We'll see if we can improve the weight at all, but at least at the moment, we're pretty happy with this. Only real upgrade is a 4-pin here. I guess I could draw a 3-pin, discard 7, and then eventually draw a 2, discard the 5, but that's not really great. Yeah, absolutely. Like, I was kind of flabbergasted at it. Oh, was that your table, Kaiser? Yeah, you were on my right there, right? Or am I crazy? Yeah, like, it's just a set risk with a lot of these tournaments, honestly, Tucana. Yeah, okay. Yeah, I was so disappointed to have to take that Roland, but there's no way I could pass it there. And it was Suchi trapped. Like, someone pointed that out at the table. Like, I discarded a 5-mon on turn 2, I think, and one of my Shabo sets was the 8-mon.
ズモ
There we go. These hands are something right now. Maybe you shouldn't have discarded that. That gives like the abort chance. Probably better to just discard something else if I could there. I would love to open this hand up, but it's kind of difficult right now. Yeah, absolutely, Ditto. I mean, honestly, I could have caught it from the airline too, right? Which, again, kind of the same thing. Concealed space for hours. Yeah. Not as many hours as the tournament, but still.
ポン
Excuse me. Yeah, it's fine. Looks like we're not going to be able to open this hand. I guess we could get the 5, 6, 7 Sanshoku, potentially. Kind of awkward to try for that, though. Like, if I draw the 6-mon or something, I'm just discarding one of these two. If I draw the 7, so I could discard the 9-mon? Well, no. Like, that's the thing. To go for the 5, 6, 7 Sanshoku, I'd have to, like, Draw 7, discard 3, which is not really a pattern I'd ever do. We do have some options to open up for Tanya, though. If we draw like a 4-mon, discard 9-mon, eventually discard West-West, that'd be doable. Shonpai East. I'm gonna go for it. Yeah, okay. I'm like a little bit worried about this player, but it feels like they're forcing really hard or drawing terrible. I'm not sure which. Because obviously it's a Suzuhonitsu, right? There's not really much other choice there. That's not bad, but yeah, it's... I don't like doing this play. I lose my Dora acceptance. Even this Ryounman isn't great right now. Okay, that gives me a Shabo there. That's probably worth discarding the South. Because I still have a pair of West if I need some kind of safety back. This creates a nice round con that doesn't force me to discard the 5. Do have to be careful about like any future Zozo, pretty much. Yeah. It's starting to look real nasty. Yeah, I don't know if I can do it. I just don't think it's worth risking the points here. God, I think the tournament had a good influence on me. What the hell? When you say prevailing, which wind do you mean? Is that like the round wind?
Chi.
Just making sure all the terminology's right. Yeah, typically the order is to discard the round wind first, like before pretty much anything. Just because it's double for someone, unless that someone is you, it's not something you want to hold on to. Probably Chi and Tenpai here if I can. Okay, someone else did cut that. Yeah, who has all the 2 pins? Like, it's got to be an Anko or something at this point.
Dong.
Yeah, that was super risky into this board. Once cut, clearly on a Honitsu. Interesting. One too many pairs right now, and I don't really like having a Suji pair like this. We'll survive. Got a couple Dora here, one of which is within one of those pairs. The other one that needs some help. Remember, Dudu, I did do a video where I said, hey, this pro is wrong in this book. And like I was immediately vindicated because on further research, basically other pros said the same thing about the exact example that I chose. But just because someone says they prefer something one way or another doesn't necessarily mean it's right. There's still a lot of human element in Mahjong right now. Yeah, like, and one other consideration too is that some pros also hold any sort of wins and stuff like that, like the plague. Like, you don't want to let go at all. So you see people just accumulating dragons and wins and everything like newer players do when they first start playing. And they could do a kind of defensive tactic if they don't want anyone to win the hand and that sort of thing. 2, 3, 4, 5 pairs. I guess it's the hand. This is why I hate Chitoy. It just loves to taunt you so much. Exactly, Dudu. Like, there's so much at play with those higher stakes games. It's kind of unbelievable. They're thinking about defense from turn 1, you know, trying to avoid someone from having triplet Adora and just being able to call a red dragon into it or something. And sometimes that play prevails. I think that's a little bit of an older style now. So a lot of times people that play more efficiently are the ones that tend to take over the scene a bit more. Probably should get rid of this 6-mon. Technically better. This is at least safe against this player. And they're the one that recheat. Made some kind of decision here. They're working on catching up to me, though. I don't like that very much. Hopefully, them fighting will make them deal in. But we'll see. Being in 1861, they probably understand the defensive nature of Mahjong at this point. And by Mahjong, I mean Tenho. Really just Tenho. Yeah, well, that's going to be enough to overtake. Looks like we got some catching up to do. Good hand. Terminal Snotters. 6-mon is a very good draw here. So, Ricci does have a defensive aspect, don't get me wrong. Tenho, it's like defense at all costs. Like, you're only trying to avoid 4th, right? So you can not really be a good Mahjong player and be a great Tenho player. You might not have very good push-fold judgment if you always fold. There might be some hands you're supposed to push, but you'll get punished less often, and it'll probably kind of normalize your results around 2nd and 3rd, as opposed to the 4th where you actually lose points in Tenho. Like at the peak rank I was at, if you go 1st, 2nd, 3rd, 4th, you lost points, right? So you really need to avoid 4th. And best way to avoid 4th is don't deal in, usually. I'd probably chi a 6-mon here. Chi 6-mon into discard 9. It's not a bad draw, though. Kind of reduces the need for me to do that even. Yeah, it seems fine. Probably just in time to not deal into this person, but, you know. Like, I'd chi a 6-mon, but I don't think it's worth it to, like, hard commit here just yet. I just realized I never started the vertical stream. There we go. Welcome, vertical viewers, if you're out there. I think this is slightly better, but I can't explain why.
Well,
that's good for us, though. A little bit of a nudge in the right direction for this player's points. Not a great hand, though. We need this to be a Mongun to overtake, and unfortunately Chitoi Dora 2 is not enough. That's exactly 6,400, and I need 65. I need to hold on to this Dora if I want any chance at overtaking. Like Sanonko Dora 2 would work. If I draw 3 into 7 and another pair over here. No, not the pair. I wait on the Dora pair. Weird hands. Well, that's another pair. Are we going to rebuild the Suonko here? Reach Chitoi Dora 2. Okay. Like, I probably would take it, right? Like, I'm not going to just accept second when I can reach for a Mongun instead. But still.
Home.
Like, I'm tempted to start pulling here if I can. Toy Dora 2 is an option. That's not bad, though. I'm going to go ahead and drop the pinch on here. It's a little bit of a hedge, but should be okay. So Riichi Dora 3. Riichi Dora 2 is not enough. Unless we get the Ura or the Sumo. Toyman just discarded a Dora. Oh, that's a good draw at least. Yeah, I guess that's good enough to keep pushing here. Like, we probably will. We'll take the Riichi for 5,200 and hope to get the luck into the win. Sure. I mean, that is enough. God, of course it gives the dealer Dora 3. This hand's not going to be easy, is it? Any sane person would just start folding right now. Because now it could make sense to preserve the position. Because if I deal into the dealer, it's over. But I'm gonna go for it.
Chi.
Yeah, unless I did horrible math, like this is a Mongun already. Crazy how many Fu terminal cons like this give. Planner Right is choosing to fight, which is probably a good idea. Burned me at the tournament at one point, but you know. Basically, when someone's making a move like this, Riichi, or opening their hand or something, you have to assume they have enough to overtake, and you need to fight them. Unfortunately, in my case, it led to me dealing into a hand that wasn't big enough to overtake unless I dealt in. So that one was very unfortunate in the tournament.
Riichi.
Hate that pause. Interesting if they deal in,
Chi.
but no, that's not what's happening. Jeez. Every Sozu tile.
Sumo.
Yes, got it. Okay. Pick up a win. We'll take that for sure. All right, where did my stream go? There it is. And we update this to a first place because it looks like our tournament luck is holding, at least for now. All right. Oh, and we get a Tokujo player here. Fancy. Hey, Fido, how's it going? Welcome to everyone on Twitch as well. This hand is not as good. It's 8 to a Kokoshi. If I hit the 9th, I'm definitely slamming the button.
Boom.
Oh, come on. Okay. Well, so now we can't really go Kokoshi, and we can't abort. If this player Sumogiri's a terminal or honor, I swear to God. Oh yeah, no one wants to finish second. I did it once in the tournament, it was awful. Okay, I'm gonna stop talking about that tournament now unless people ask me questions about it.
Gee.
So how do we salvage this hand? What can we do here? Like, it's really just hoping for efficiency at this point. There's not really too much to think about, I don't think. That's a good draw. So this is a situation where you discard the round wind before the guest wind. Excuse me, because the guest wind can give me Pinfu. So the Pinfu chance is better here. It wasn't as clear before I drew this 4. Which is why I didn't do a turn earlier. Sorry, my voice is not handling this COVID recovery well. Really would like to be able to cheat that, but it's not in the shape for it right now. If someone doesn't mind, please send my voice a memo letting it know that we're not sick anymore. I'd really appreciate it. We do still have this Nagashi going strong, though. That is one good thing here. Probably not for much longer, though.
Beach.
Yeah, definitely not for much longer. Ugh.
Boom.
Yeah, I mean, that's half of our Ryanman gone, too. We'll start here. But remember the 3-pin is safe.
Dong.
That in there. Oh, nice hand. So reach Suji on the Sanshoku. Blanking on Iyaku for a second. Okay, this hand is Tanyao. If it's not Tanyao, it doesn't finish. Which unfortunately means I need to drop the 1-2 pin. It's unfortunate because it accepts Dora. But I think it's the play here. Trading a Dora for a Yaku seems like a good trade. Ooh. I mean, this hand, I was a little bit suspicious at first, but these draws have been perfect. I mean, I guess. Yeah. I guess if we draw like the 4-pin, we can drop 6 here. Then we can accept the Dora again. Don't want to open just yet, though. Okay, that still lets us make the same play. Yeah, it seems fine. I just really don't want to open right now. Reach Pinton Dora is Mangan. I guess Kyriage. Not technically Mangan. And here we probably take the Ryaman as well. That doesn't actually help us here. If we drew an 8-pin, we'd discard the 5 probably. Well, no, because we need that to be able to walk down to the Dora. I don't know at what point I should just cut my losses and open up the hand, though. It feels like it should be soon. Probably next opportunity, honestly. I probably should have done it on the 6-mon. Or 6-so, rather.
Each.
Yeah. Gave everyone too much time to catch up. Ugh. And that's a very ugly draw. I don't normally call the bird ugly, so you know it's bad. But we still have to reach it here. Like, there's no option. And it did pass, so this is definitely the right choice at this point. If it didn't pass, it might not be, but, you know. Hard to make that decision in the moment. Unfortunately, 3-6 doesn't look safe against player on a right either. Like, we couldn't easily be on the same weight, right? Nine so, that's ambitious. Nice. Okay. 1 Ura for the Hanuman. Start off the game with another Hanuman. No, not this time. Okay. Pretty well put together hand here. Would love to draw a Dora. Not the one I meant, but I don't hate it. I know, right, Dudo? That's the Dora I was talking about. Okay. Thanks, game. You made it up. Jesus. Okay, well. See, this is how my luck felt at the tournament, honestly. I know I said I was done talking about it, but sometimes when you get hands like this, there's really just not much you can do but win. Oh god, I want to hold on to that. It makes sense too, right? Yeah. God, imagine I draw this Itsu. Itsu pin Fedora 2. Probably just Dama that in this position. Ooh. Don't need the extra Dora right now, unfortunately. We could also open up by Chiing the 6-mon. I think it makes sense too. These Sozone are discards though, getting punished for the decision we made. Something like that, Tukana. Yeah, that's not as good. It's like the other argument in this position right now is you keep the 4-5 because the backfire is the Itsu tiles, which give you Tanyao instead, right? So it's kind of iffy. It also has the Sanshoku chance if you go that route, but definitely not a sure thing. Excuse me. Hopefully this cough doesn't linger too long. God, I would love to be Tenpai right now. I would choose 6-mon at this point.
Beach.
Yeah, it's not great. They're pushing. So if they're pushing... Oh, God. We're probably supposed to reach this.
Reach.
Wow, didn't deal in. This would be a lovely hand to win. Win and then Ura 2 for Baimon. Or Sumo Ura 1. I'm fine with that too.
Pom.
Not the one I need.
Dong.
Really? Oh, Chitoi. Okay, makes sense. I was surprised by the 2-3, but yeah, it makes sense if it's Chitoi. We're not exactly in the dumps or anything at this point. Got plenty of room to fight back here. God, my weight was so much better than theirs. Don't want to start thinking down that line. 3, 4, 5 Sanshoku, Tanyao, Dora. There's some options here. Oh yeah. I'm just waiting for when I finally hit Itsu and Sanshoku at the same time. That's a joke, by the way. That can't happen. At least not in this type of mahjong. That's good. Not the Sanshoku I was hoping for, but it does make progress towards the Tanyao. Okay, we would take Pinfu too. Exactly, Don. You know what's up.
Reach.
Need to play Taiwanese mahjong, just hit Sanshoku and Itsu at the same time. If this is a Hanuman, it's not enough, but it busts them. Okay, not a Hanuman. That puts us in a good spot. 4,600 down. Not perfect, but 4,600 is definitely doable. Like Sumo 2000 all. Unfortunately, that doesn't end the game. We have a Penchon hidden behind a Ryounman here. That isn't great. Excuse me. Another Penchon. Lord. I think this is the play. I can't remember what book says in this situation. It's probably just 8-pin by book. But clearly book doesn't know that you're just going to draw another one. The book doesn't factor in whether or not you can tell the future. Oh, of course you draw the 7. Ugh. So if we draw... What do we draw? Few backfires right now. We'd be close to Itsu again if we'd made all the perfect decisions. Oh, Zaku 303. Okay, my bad. Wait, I thought there was a 303. Doesn't it exist? I thought there was something that people were calling Usaku 303. Like, I know you were joking, but, you know. I thought that was an actual thing. Of course we draw the 7. I'm not sure what Kami's trying to do right now, Dudo. Like, it looks like it's another Chitoy hand, honestly. Probably demonstrably wrong to discard the 8 there. Got another 7. Yeah. Must be true, yeah. I didn't catch if the pair was Tadashi or Sumogiri. God. At any point, I could have kept any of these Monzu, and I would have been happy. But instead, we're playing Mahjong. Oh, thank you, Lane. I appreciate it. Yeah, I'm really happy with the tournament result. Apparently, it's just my tournament. Like, I think I'm the most decorated player at that tournament. Like, in 5 years, I've gotten a top 16, a 5th, and a 1st now, which is kind of crazy, honestly.
Each.
So it's not been like officially checked by any historians or anything, but I'm pretty sure my results are the best at that tournament of anyone who's played in it. I don't feel the need to risk the 1 here. We just drop this. Just play safe. That is true, Dodo.
Don't.
Okay, they've got some points to fight now. That's going to be a close fight between the two of them, too. So once again, we're sitting here looking at 8 terminals and honors. We might get a chance to abort this time. But we don't draw the abort. All right, then. Yeah, for those of you that aren't in the loop, who might be wondering but not, you know, brave enough to ask what's going on, the New York City tournament, biggest one in the US, was just last weekend. And I managed to take 5th out of 256, which is a fantastic result in my book. They even gave me this nice medal and everything. I don't know if you'll really be able to see it on camera or not. Yeah, you can. Might be backwards, but it's a pretty good one. Trying to keep the luck nearby right now, as you can see. Toy Toy. It's not what I expected. Thank you, Rael. Yeah, no, I was really happy with it. I travel a little bit too much for tournaments, but definitely nowhere near as much as some people do. There are actually like 3 tournaments in the first 3 weeks in August. I could have gone to all 3. Luckily, I chose not to because one is tomorrow. And I'm not entirely sure I'm feeling up to traveling again just yet, getting sick and all. But I'm sure some people will be going to all 3. Only one 5-mon left. That's a weird situation this early.
Home.
Okay, so what's safe here? Like nothing, really?
Don't.
Yeah, definitely not that. Just Toy Toy no Mi. Sure. Whatever. Texas wasn't even the one I was thinking of. Is Texas this weekend?
Home.
Because the one I was thinking of was actually closer to me. No, the other one I think is Toronto is this week, if I remember correctly. Which, as I mentioned, is closer to me and probably, well, I was going to say probably cheaper to travel to, but they do weird things with international flights, so probably not. But no, I knew that I had something going on with the upcoming tournament in Texas, because I have one very sad person that I'm not going to be there. She has tried to guilt me into it multiple times. But it is what it is.
Don't.
Okay. A little bit off their points. Not a ton. We don't say no to a little bit of help catching up. This hand doesn't really give me much help, though. Though to be fair, Don, I do generally try to avoid traveling to Texas, so that is one thing. Nothing against Texans, it's just that your politics are even worse than my home state's. I'm not sure the best way to develop this hand. Yeah, she's the one. She's very good at guilting people. She even tried to get me to run for the ARA board, but I have currently no interest in doing that. I do not have time. Like, I have videos and stuff I need to make still. I don't have enough time for that even. I think I should discard this pair here. This gives me the option to go for Tanyao instead if I want to open up. I probably would I pawn something? Well, guess not anymore. All right, Ramen for Regipin Fedora for 4,200, assuming we don't hit anything else. Be a nice chunk. if we can get it. Ooh,
リーチ
that's a bit more than a chunk now. Unfortunately, not the 345 Sanshoku. 7 cell. That's brave. Right next to the Dora. I mean, I guess they're kind of desperate-ish. But even then, if they deal in, they're just dead. Like, they better have an amazing hand to make that play here. Or just nothing safe, which is fair. These passes are going to kill me one day.
Wrong.
Why'd you deal into them instead of me? Mine would have been less points. Reach pin Tondor too? No, it would have been the same amount of points, my bad. Solzu Chinitsu, maybe? I don't know. I mean, seems like the thing to go for. I just need to keep drawing Sozu now. That's all I need to do. We'll take some honors. I know, right?
Home.
It's the absolute worst. Don't think we want the 5 so just yet.
Home.
I guess there's an argument to cheat 4, 5, 6. I don't know. And they're on Manzu, maybe? Means I need to get rid of this 5. There's a close fight between these two again, though. Ooh. Maybe Chitoi Chinitsu. Or even better, Ryampeko Chinitsu. That's actually, like, possible here. I think we chi that. No, we don't. I lied. I think we pawn one or the other, but... yeah, it's theoretically possible. Like, that's one of the easiest ways to get a counted Yakuman, honestly. Ryampeko Chinitsu. But we've got to open here. There's no way we don't do this.
Home.
So drawing 8 so is best for us right now. Don't really want the south wind, but it would be Tenpai.
Chi. Wrong.
Not really what we wanted here. Now Mangan Sumo doesn't even overtake. How do we get here? I think at this point we just need speed into a Mangan Sumo. So something fast here, and really doesn't matter what. Next hand is the important one. We just have to win this one. Yeah, seen Turkey, it's sad, I know. I hope we're mochi mochi on these green dragons now.
Chi.
Feels very aggressive to start off with a pawn of the 1 cell. We might even be able to fold in this red dragon. Let's give it a shot. Chitoi is an option. Yep, Chitoi chance alive. Correct, Seen Turkey. We'll see. Remember, on average, it's like 7 turns to draw Tenpai from here. And the bad news is next turn it's also, on average, 7 turns to draw Tenpai. I was trying to figure out the way to keep my discards from looking suspicious, but I don't see a good way to do it here. So I'm not worrying about it too much.
Home.
And this does have the nice option of not giving this person Yakuhai, potentially. Why did I discard a Dora earlier? I blame the COVID. It's COVID's fault. God, we could have a Hanuman right now. Mistakes. Ugh. No. I don't think it's likely enough that I get really anything off that.
Wrong.
Yeah. Toy. Okay. That's fine. We went down swinging. We'll take a second, though. Second is completely fine. That is not 2 seconds, that is 1 second. Okay. Good deal. The stream is going fairly well so far. Most obvious Sonitsu in the world? Yeah. It was something, that's for sure. We are back on the right side of the line for the promotion here. 690 out of 1200. I'm just glad we didn't like derank to second on. That would have been so depressing. Wait, this is a pun. Sorry. I only know this because my well, it's probably a pun. Someone I work with, their name is Nishi, and when you see it written, it uses the same character as for the Northwind. So I'm assuming that this name is supposed to be a pun, but maybe it's not even intentional. And there's also a bunch of different ways to write Nishi, if I understand it correctly. Also, there's the fairly high likelihood that I don't understand it correctly, so, you know. 50-50 really on this stream. What if we hedge towards a Honitsu? I don't hate it, but discarding a Dora Ryanman always feels so bad. I feel like it always backfires, you know? Working on backfiring already, even though I haven't discarded it.
Home.
Okay. I mean, yeah, we're going for it. Probably should have dropped the Akka first. Probably. If 8-pin comes out for us, we'll chi it.
Chi.
Yep.
Home.
Yep.
Home.
Did this seem like a fast reaction to anyone? Do we have another bot on our hands? We had one of those last week.
Each.
Yeah, it just seemed like an odd time. I don't know. this is not safe. I don't want to be safe. That's not true. I would love to be safe, but I think I'm going to push this hand as dealer.
봄,
And it feels like really fast pawns to me. I guess now's where I fold, though, because it's going to be real hard to complete this hand with no 3 pins. Yeah, okay. That kind of solidified the decision. Hey, Semiotika. Thank you for joining in. Welcome. Like, I'm worried that this player is waiting on the 3-mon. Obviously, it's safe against them. Once cut? I think I'll take this over it. Awesome. Great to hear. You shone from 2 5-mon. Wait. Oh, yeah. That could make sense in Turkey. That makes sense. God, what do we do from here? Is it just 9-pin here? Yeah, I feel like I missed something there. Okay. Honestly, my videos help me a lot of times too. Like, obviously I make them for other people to watch them and all that stuff. But it's kind of like a way for me to test my understanding of a subject. Like, if I can't make a video on something, usually it's because it means I don't fully understand it, right? So it's something I do have to, at some point, start paying more attention to. Yeah, like, we'll take an open quick hand if we can here. That's helpful. We will need a pair, because obviously, excuse me, we'd want the 4-pin to go with the 3 Aka. So this would be our pair. This is a called triplet, ideally. Or maybe we send up Toy Toy. Who knows?
봄,
Oh, okay. It's one option down. I think this is fine.
G.
Like, it's not likely someone's going to hold on to the north winds if they find them. And if they do, then I guess I just fold. But, you know. This is an awkward tempai.
롱,
Ooh. Okay. Just Pinfo. That's fine. Hey, Dallison. This is a very awkward hand. Yeah, I'm not sure how we make anything out of this one. A disconnect from Toyman, an interesting tactical decision. Maybe an Itsu. Never like having this hidden behind a Ryanman. That's not bad though. Just because we have the Itsu, we'll keep the 1-2 pin for now. Okay. Well, I put this Ishanten for it. It's a very narrow Ishanten.
Boom.
I think book says not to do this actually. Exactly, double penchant. Like I have the option to switch it around to a Realman. If that Realman has Dora, like I'm sure that is right not to. And yeah, we would have drawn it immediately. The thing is, I wouldn't be happy reaching on Penchant Reach No Me anyway. So that's kind of my justification here.
G.
At least here we can open the hand and have a crappy 1,000-point hand. What is it with me drawing all the wrong triplets? Come on, I see 3 of the 4s. There's no way that all the 3s can be in use right now.
Sumo.
Jeez, so many Dama hands right now. That one's a questionable Dama. Hey, Zorkard, how's it going? Yeah, like, it's a Takame Kiriage, so I get the hesitation too. But if it's not a guaranteed Mangan, especially with it being on the... with the weight being on the side that's more likely to get discarded, then Yasume weight being on the side more likely to be discarded, I think it's just Horichi. So it's hard to say that completely blanket. Like, there's so many different styles with Dama hands and everything. Like, for certain tables, I'll choose to Dama hands like that. It's less about the objectively correct decision and more the situationally correct one sometimes. Like, I tell this story way too often. But there was one situation where I could have taken like a Realman with like, I think there were like 4 tiles left or something on it. I might make a video about this at some point. I chose not to. I chose a Jigoku Shabo, so there's only 1 tile left of the Shabo. And it was on the 9 pin, and it was Tsuji trapped.
Sumo.
And that worked, right? Like, it made someone deal in when the entire table was just clamping down and being super defensive. And still being able to fight sometimes. So one way to counteract that is to put them in a situation where if they do fight, if they take something that's anything other than absolute safety, then, you know, at least a bad decision for him. Yeah, this is a strange hand. Like, this hand wants to be Honitsu, but at the same time, Dora Realman. We've seen what happens when I forsake that. I just discarded Dora. Ugh. And of course, those have just been discarded. Yeah, this hand is not looking great right now. I'm fairly likely to just drop the white or the green dragons here. Hey, Melodic, yes it is. Every week except next week. So really need 7-so, really need 3-mon. Or the game could just like keep giving me terminals and honors and I get Nagashi. I'm fine with that too. That's got some improvements with it. We'll keep it. And that's one of them. So now this is Tanyao, so we actually can open for this too, and we probably should. Especially if we get the 3-mon. It might not have actually been worth killing the Nagashi there. Might have been better to go for 1-1. I don't know. It's a harder one. Like, the odds of it are still not great when there's this many tiles left. God, if we would have gotten it, I swear. Okay, now we're safe. No, still just 1-1. It's not technically safe. We'd be 1 deeper right now. I think we do want this.
Boom.
I'm having problems calculating it right now. No, that's Ishanten. Yeah, that's right.
Chi.
Yeah, I've gotten a tournament Nagashi, which was very confusing to me. Against a turn 5 Dealerichi. Just imagine turn 5 Dealerichi and then
Chi.
some, you know, complete terrible person when you reveal your wonderful hand that never got there says Nagashi. You have to pay her points instead of collecting your Ryukoko. Because no one at the table noticed it, right? It was a weird one. This is also a weird one. What? Like, I don't understand some of the decisions right now. Like, that one could be positional, right? Near the end of the wall, they were tied for last. I could see wanting to score some points that way. No, Melodic, this tournament had Nagashi. It was the Philadelphia Open, the most recent one, and they did have Nagashi on. Oh, hello, Waves. I'm sorry I missed your note there. I'm trying to look at 2 different screens right now. Yes, thank you so much. It was such a good tournament. And when you get lucky, you get lucky, right? Okay, so that's probably our pair. I think the player on our left is trying to shut down the hand. Exactly, turn 5 dealer reach. So everyone focuses on that and then get to the end and, oh wait. There's this other thing we had to worry about. The dealer was on my right though, so it's not like anyone could just easily cheat or anything. But still.
Home.
How do we navigate this? I think our best option is to go for the Tanyao here. So probably discard 8-pin, and then our unsafe discard will be the 2-mon. Luck is absolutely the best skill. Don't let anyone ever tell you different. Don't hate this 5-pin.
Don't.
Okay. Don't hate that either. Ooh, so close to the round Peiko. Oh, and they would have drawn it too. They could have had the round Peiko. Missed opportunities. No, it's fine. So, if you're just joining in, apologies if my voice sounds a little bit weak right now. I am getting over COVID. So, hopefully, in 2 weeks when I come back from the next tournament, I won't sound just like I'm dying again. But, you know, temporary immunity and everything should be fine, right? I want this hand to be good. I'm not sure how to make it good. Don't think it's withdrawals like that, though. Like running 5 months would be great. Like running 5 months into a rearmament here would be best possible scenario. Yeah. 8s are not on that list though. Like an 8 Mon wouldn't be bad. I just need to draw rearmament here. Ugh. These draws are not it. Oh, thank you, Sexus. I appreciate it. I feel like it doesn't sound great right now, but that's just me. I know I'm being a little bit quieter than I'd like to be.
Chi.
Chi on the 7, so is interesting.
Long.
Chi toy. Alright then. We don't really need to worry about 4th so much anymore. Like, it's still possible, sure, but definitely a lot harder to find ourselves worrying about. Just really want to get above Toyman now. Yeah, very close Scene Turkey. But at that point, with that many points, you just take it, for sure. Like, there's not really any way to build that hand at that point. See, I hate doing it. I know the door is connected here. But again, you trade Adora for a Yaku, right? And this is pretty much a guaranteed Hanyao. I don't like that efficiency hit, though. Probably should have discarded the 8-pin. Yeah, not too late. Probably would have been better to discard the 6 or 8 Mon, though. Yeah, I'm not playing this hand well. Okay. Adora Pair cures all wounds. Now we just need another 3-so to show up. Maybe I should have discarded the 2-4 instead of the 6. Kind of like that better in hindsight. Nope, we got there. It's okay. Here we discard 5-pin. I would love to pawn into Tenpai here. That's slightly better, I think. Yeah, the 3-so was pretty clutch there. Much as I would love to take that tile.
Boom.
Speaking of pawning into Senpai.
Chi. Home.
We'll
Boom.
take a second here. I'm completely fine with that outcome. Is that our first one hand this game? Hold on, was that? I think it was. Yeah, so I dealt in for 1,000 here. And yeah, that's my first win. Cool. I mean, at that point, if you're at 2,900 points, you've got to push something, right? Like, it's kind of whatever. Ooh, our rating's high enough to get ranked now. Oh, yeah. I mean, they were at, like, an FU amount of points, right? Like, there were 50-something thousand. They didn't really have to care. But yeah. Not saying it's a good idea, but still. We can pull in the south here. The rest of the hand's kind of weird. That's another door, though. Lord. So if we connect something to this 5-pin, it's basically perfect. A little bit less perfect now, but still don't hate it. Yeah, it does have an English UI. That is correct. It doesn't translate everything, but it at least translates the buttons and all that. It's not a rigged hand, Xerxes. Come on. I totally didn't pay off Sunada to give me good hands or anything. That'd be ridiculous. It's also called buying a membership, but I haven't done that either. See, the thing is, I still need to get tiles in order to be able to complete the hand. That's the part that's missing right now. Like, we're getting fairly late and I don't have anything. Jeez. Yeah, I thought about it. It's iffy. Sure, I wouldn't turn it down, Dawson. That's why you said GG when you came in. I just did not connect that I was actually playing against you. Yep, good game in that case. Yeah, if you want to DM it to me on Discord, that'd be fine, or just posting it right here would be great. Yeah, there's no need for me to be risky here, I don't think. As much as I hate folding this kind of hand. Okay, there's one 2-pin, or one 3-pin left that can use this 2-pin. Are we out of safe tiles? Oh no, 2-pin's safe now. Okay, 2-pin, 7-mon is safe.
Gee. Gong.
Ouch. That's a big hand. And that pair of south comes back to haunt me. Could have a 1, 2, 3, 4 1, 2, 3 Sanshoku going on. 1, 2, 3, 4 Sanshoku would be crazy. Seventh Dawn boot me. Like, it's a very long way. Like, it will take you, if you've never played Tenno before especially, depending on like your skill level and everything, it will take you over 600 games to make it to the rank where you have to pay money. Okay, so not the Sanchoku side, but that's okay. But no, Tenho is a great client. Games are so much faster here too. We'll take it.
リーチ
We can agree to disagree there, Boomy. We don't need any more alternate hand shapes to worry about. At least I don't. I already hate on Chitoy enough as it is. I will say though, I think you're the first person I've ever heard call it a janto. Most people just call it a toitsu. Yes, that is correct, Lazy Stray. See, the thing is, Don, that's already a Yaku. It's just Chitoy. You just play Kansai Chitoy rules. Ooh, nice, and we got the Dora too. Beautiful. No Ura, unfortunately, but that's fine. Got to punish the player for discarding a late Dora against a Riichi. Dealer Riichi. What are we doing here? Like, we need a 5-cell. It's like step 1 with this hand. I take it back. We are a strong, independent woman, and we don't need no 5-cell. Collectively, we're a strong, independent woman. I'll be the woman, you be strong. That's the important part, chat. So now what? So we have Dora 3. It's really just efficiency at this point. We probably hold the tone and discard the 2-pin next. Oh yeah, no problem, Lazy Stray. I'm happy to answer. Just yell at me if I start missing your messages or anything. Oh yeah, no, the game reviews I really enjoy doing sometimes. I'll still do game reviews for like people that, you know, just want to come by and improve their game and that sort of thing too. Don't think I want this 4 anymore. Yeah, that seems right-ish. We're still in the shape short though. Maybe should have just discarded the east there. Yeah, I definitely should have. Oh well, didn't matter. Never punished. And there we probably should have held it and discarded the 2. Ugh. Disgusted with myself. It's fine. See, over the board, I don't really make mistakes like that very often. So best draw here is obviously the 7-mon. We'll take any upgrades or anything though. Like a 6-so is even a good upgrade.
リーチ
Ugh. They're the one player I didn't want to Riichi. We'll take the Sotogawa here. This 2 does not look good though.
Each.
I mean, we have to take it.
Gong.
Yeah, okay. Reason I didn't reach you there is because it's fairly likely that this player discards a 7 since it just passed in a save against both players. But yeah, didn't matter. All right, evened up this game a little bit. Not the way we like to. Excuse me. Not the way we like to even up games usually. But that's okay. Let me. I mean, it's Tempai for Among Gun Xyz. You have to take that. If you're not taking that, you're leaving a lot of points on the table in the long run. If it was like double Masuchi against both players or something, maybe not. But it's just so many points there. Like 12,000 points is a lot of points. It's not only that, it's 12,000 with a high win rate because you know that these players aren't waiting on 7-mon and this player is likely to discard it. No, it was only single Masuchi. 2-mon cannot be double Masuchi. Double Masuchi would be like a 5 with no 2's race being discarded. I think the safer line is probably the better way to go here. If I drew like 5-pin or something, I'd be more incentivized to push. If I drew 5-pin, I'd probably discard the 1, or the 2 rather. That's what that number is. Man. Can't justify the push though. Yeah, it just takes much more than, like, it's the statistics of the thing, right? It's not super likely that it deals into either of them, and it most likely puts me in a better position than either of them. So I think it's the highest EV play to just slam that Ricci most of the time. Well, not Ricci, but you know what I mean, to push that hand. Hate discarding Akka so much. Yeah, we'll take the Suji anyway. Alright, we're playing Disciplined apparently. So the 9s are safe. Do I want that? Probably not. I'd probably rather just keep the safe tiles. If I could discard the 4 cell, I might have a route to Tempai, but as it stands, it's not easy. The 8 has come out.
Each.
No, the 9's safe because the 9 came out after the Ricci right here. So we can discard the 4 now. I think. It's not the safest against Toyman, but I think it's fine. The tune's safe too, apparently. Okay. No worries, Stray. I just need to talk things through sometimes for, you know, my head to process it.
Gong.
Which is why I say things that seem obvious like that out loud. That is a hand. Alright. Oh, wait, we're playing against Melodic. I just noticed. That's why you're closing the stream. Okay. I understand now. I'm not slow on the uptake, chat. You are. Didn't realize we were playing against her. So player on our left is unfortunately getting thrashed. She is a viewer. She was here a mere 15 minutes ago. We'll see if she comes back after this. As long as I am not the one who starts rolling her, I should be fine, right? 2-pin looked safer. I'm not sure the... Oh, you mean that. It probably was. Was that safe at all against Toyman? I can't remember. Actually, I can rewind, can't I? I have the technology. In theory. Unfortunately, that splits my attention. That's already shot to hell. Oh yeah, no, it's always good to play players better than you. Like, a lot of people complain about it and everything with online rankings, yada yada, but it definitely makes you a lot better, a lot quicker to play against people better than you. Yeah, I mean, we're hard forcing at this point, right? See if the Sozu Chinitsu is in the cards this time. Our shapes are already pretty much laid out here. Really need a 3-so though. Melodic, I'm gonna need you to help me out here. If you can hear me, give me that 3-so. We will accept the 5-so.
G.
Unfortunately, a lot of the 4s and 7s are taken up for the Sozu here.
Reach.
Well, we cheat her into Tenpai. It's not great. Like, we will push this 9-pin, right? Ooh, I wish I could take that, but I can't. Yeah, the early 8-pin makes me think that this is safe. And it was. That 4 definitely wasn't, though. Okay, she got there. Nice hand. Yeah, so even with the 3-pin out, Slatan-chan, I don't know if I've ever said your name out loud. Even with all of the 3-pin out, if none of the 2-pin are, or very few of the 2-pin, it could still easily be a Tonki or something. Tonki or Shabo 8. Mistaken order there. Didn't matter though. I appreciate you trying to pray for the Sanso Randes, but unfortunately didn't quite get there.
Home.
Yeah, I don't like losing the door acceptance, but I think it's fine. Okay. 7-so, probably the best draw here. 7-so into Tumon. Oh god, of course. Or Tumon into 7-so. I'm not picky.
Reach.
Jeez. She is hitting the button hard right now. Seems fine. Yeah, I don't really have much to push with.
ドン
Yeah, that was ambitious. At least she's keeping us out of last. I appreciate that. Yeah, the 7-so, right? So next discard is probably the Penchon. Like, there's an argument to discarding the 7-9 instead. Because the Penchon could make the 1-2-3 Sanshoku, but I'm more likely to hit Itsu if I'm going to hit that. So, yeah, Penchon's just better here. Itsu is a pure straight, 1-9. I need like a translation guide for my stream to like detect what I'm saying and put up the translation for me like I have in my videos. That'd be so nice. At the same time, I don't really want an AI listening to everything I say, but I guess I can't really stop that nowadays anyway. We'll see, Randy. I'm not convinced at all. See, it's really trying to weasel out of it. Like, if we draw 8-pin, we're reaching.
リーチ
Jeez. Come on, girl. Calm down. Apparently it's the Chinitsu. We're gonna have to push into her to do it. Like, the 6-mon doesn't look terrible, but it doesn't look great either. We gotta take it, though.
チ
Chi.
Okay, didn't deal in. Oh no, not at all. Lazy stray. Another 6, okay. That doesn't actually help us. Good lord. I just need, like, any Sozo. Not any Sozo, there's actually a few that give Tenpai. That is one of them. We will take it. Not a lot of 6s left, but 6-so, that is. Oh yeah, no, this is the swingiest game in the world. Lazy Stray. If we draw an unsafe Sozu, we can discard the 9-so and wait on that instead.
Kan. Sumo.
Oh, come on. What is that? Dora 5. Sure. That was a deserved win.
ポン
Yeah, absolutely crazy hand. The worst thing was, I knew that the 6 was going to be difficult to find too, and they were all sitting there in that person's hand. We should probably open on a 6 mon here. I don't think I'd open on anything else. I could like see discarding 1-2 pin there. Just kind of an awkward furry 10 shape in a lot of cases. The 1-2 pin probably comes out next. I really would love a 6 mon though. Ooh, okay. Now the 8 is going to become our pair. Next discard is the 3 mon.
Boom.
I don't want that though. And that's another Tatsu.
Chi.
And that's a Tenpai. We have upgrades to Sanshoku as well. If we find a 7 pin. Unfortunately, Melodic is probably hoarding all those 3 pins.
Rom.
Not quite the game. I would have taken the game. I would have taken? What? What am I trying to say? I would have taken the game ending there, I think. Because I think second is going to be as good as I can get here, but we'll see. Problem is if I have to sumo anything here, it just busts them. So I almost need to go for like Paimon sumo. Yeah, Lazy Stray, the big trick with open hands is Number of Dora. It's really hard to stack up like a bunch of Yaku and all that stuff, like a full flush or whatever. It takes so much effort to get a Mangan.
Boom.
But yeah, like a direct hit would do it. Like it doesn't even need to be that big of a direct hit. Like even just a Mangan direct is a huge swing, right? From this position, like 24,600 basically. So I'd need 2,500 at that point, and at that point that's easy to make. Okay, we can slide this up.
Chi.
I think they're starting to get anxious for some reason. 2 calls this quickly is odd.
Chi.
Yeah, especially on no value. Unless they have like a Dora pair and an Akka or something. I think that's fine.
Chi.
I do think I want to fight him for this though.
Boom.
And as I said, we'd be fine with ending the game here, if that's what it comes to. Yeah,
Rom.
that's fine. We'll take the second here. Sorry, Melodic. Had to take your position. And that's another second for the board. Yeah, I mean, that's pretty typical lazy stray, but at the same time, it's so hard for me to catch up there that if they just play safe and don't make a bunch of calls, then they're fine. No worries, Melodic. I can't even remember. I don't think I ever dealt into you, did I? Or did I? No, because I had like 2 Chinitsus or something. But no, good game though. Sorry I had to overtake. Oh, it won't queue you back to back. Like, even if you go in the queue right now, it would skip the next one. So. Oh, yeah. Solid hands, solid small hands are great. I mean, you say small, like 5,800 isn't small by any means. But, yeah. I guess the ending one there to bust the Toyman, yeah. Yeah, I don't think so either, Melodic. At least not in any meaningful capacity. It took me like way too long to realize that you said you were studying the stream because I was playing against you. Like, I just did not even look at the names in the lobby or anything. Okay. That looks like a Tanyao now. We like Tanyao here. So best case, just basically Menton pin.
Chi.
It can be lazy stray, especially with like online games like this, because like I said, all of the point structures for Mahjong Soul, for Tenho, it's all about not getting fourth. That's how you rank up in these games, which very much makes it a game, as you said, of not losing. Unfortunately, when you go to tournaments, that doesn't work out so well. Like, to get fifth in the tournament over the weekend, again, fifth out of like 256 was a huge tournament. I had to get, what was it? 7 firsts, 1 second, 1 third, 1 fourth. So, like, to get good tournament results, it takes a lot of winning. And online just does not prepare you well for that, just with what the online client rewards.
Go.
I did not expect that. That's very risky to open up for. Put a big question mark next to their name for now. Okay. I mean, I guess this is a chance to just win 1,000 points back. Yeah, so to get like good results and stuff in real life, I should discard the Tuso there. But to get like really good results in real life, it takes a pretty good string of luck. Like, even if you're better than everyone in the room, it's still hard to do well in a tournament.
Boom.
Not that I would know or anything. I've never been the best player in a room, I don't think. Except for this room, but literally there's just one cat in this room with me. So that changes things a little bit. Yeah, this was a better discard for the 8. I love Ricci City's model, honestly. If they didn't have all the same problems that Mahjong Soul did, I would probably still be over there. But yeah, their reward structure is so much better. I don't like how all the 9s and 6s are dying. It's not ideal. Drawing a pair there is helpful, because then we have the Shabo. Yeah, it's just going to be really hard to complete this hand. Like, I'd prefer this 5 as like a 7 here. Or something. God, Randy. Don't give mine any ideas. But I do have an auto table. They could be using it when I'm not home to practice. Yeah, we'll go for it. I don't like it, but... You know. Oh, yeah. Sounds about right. Small tournament, I take it. It would have to be. But yeah, it's definitely going to reward you for being a lot more aggressive. Not to the point where, like, Oka and that sort of thing exist. G2 know me? Sure. Apparently this is the day where I just deal in the cheap hands now. Like, Oka is if you're not familiar with the term, it's a winning bonus. So basically... The reason that everything is 5,000 star, like Tenno actually uses an Oka, they just don't tell you they're using it and it doesn't matter for anything. But basically, Oka is 5,000 points from all players that goes to the winner. You can do the same thing with structuring the UMA a little bit differently, but Oka is just a cleaner way to do it a lot of times. So there are structures that use Oka, but not with what we're doing here. Does that make sense? There are structures that use Oka, but not even a lot of tournaments nowadays. But if you're using Oka, it encourages you to be even so much more aggressive than that. Okay, yeah, that makes sense. Wait, that was a major? It was only 36 people? Interesting. I thought the majors got more than that, but I guess not. No, it is kind of crazy the way the entire scene is developed. Because we went from like having 16-person tournaments and thinking that was a good turnout back before COVID to suddenly we're hitting like 256 with the last tournament last weekend. But now we're also getting these smaller tournaments. Like I played in a 16 or 20-person tournament in Cincinnati. So it's always great to see like the huge breadth of all the different tournaments right now. Ah, yeah, that makes sense. Auto tables are kind of a limiting factor for a lot of people. Nice. We'll take that. See if we can get our own small hand. I would love to draw a con here, though. Not the right Manzu. Nice. Alright, so we get to get 2,000 points. Yep, 2,000 on the dot. These tiny little back and forths are always interesting. Then someone like blows it open with a Mangan or whatever. Yeah, that makes sense, Fido. It comes at different rates, but it's really growing everywhere. Like, I'm sure in no time you'll have plenty of people around. If you have the ability to travel too, there are a good number of tournaments in that area, if I understand it correctly. In other countries, that is. Ooh. Don't mind if I do. Oh, yeah. Now, like, one thing that I do for my local club, it's our first time doing it right now. It's basically just a league where we have scheduled matches, you play these people, and I'm figuring out a small prize to be able to give to the winner. And, like, it's not something that's breaking the budget for the club or anything. I'm not even really charging the club for the tournament for the prize. Not my plan to, anyway. But now that I mention it, but it's just one of those things that, you know, it gives people a little bit of competitiveness and go from there. Yeah, Poland is one of the bigger areas for that, if I remember correctly. Ultra, the RNO was fantastic, actually. I am very happy with my performance there. If you hadn't heard, we managed to bring this home. So that is definitely something that we are very happy about here. And like I said, apologies if that's backwards, but 5th place is definitely not a problem for me. Unfortunately, it also got me sick. I don't know if it was the plane ride or what it was, but something gave me COVID. So I had to deal with that, but overall, recovered now and moving on. Do I want that? Don't think I do yet. Like, there's a reasonable chance I still just want to Ricci this hand, and that's a 5, 6, 7 Sanshoku too. Interesting.
Beach.
Not a Ricci I wanted to see here. Jeez, and drawing that? You want me to push against this hand? Like, I think it's fine. I don't know. Yeah, I mean...
リーチ
Sure. I'm taking this weight because the 2 is likely to come out here, because it's Tsuji against both of us now. Like, we can't complain about this hand, right? But obviously, if we discard the 2, we would have Ippatsumo'd instead, which I would have loved.
Long.
Sure. Wonder if this player had my East? Probably. Oh, Lazy Stray. It's actually not that hard. We do that for my local club. Basically, it's I have a tutorial for like how to lift a wall on my shorts feed somewhere. If you watch my YouTube channel. But basically, it's just lining up 17 tiles and you're kind of squeezing them all with your hands a little bit. And then you just kind of lift it all. That's really all there is to it. Shuffling is a little odder. There's a lot of people that do it wrong, and I have to correct them at the tournaments to, you know, keep my own sanity. But basically, as long as you keep your hand on the mat when you shuffle, you're a lot less likely to flip over tiles. Just don't ever pick up your hand for any reason. That way you're not ever hitting above the center mass of the tile, so it's harder to flip it over. But yeah, it's kind of just an interesting, like, I don't even know how to describe the motion. It's like really a wash, right?
Yeet.
Like a casino wash. That's not what I wanted to see. Okay. Yeah, like, I just don't have enough save tiles to really fold here. Snow shuffling? Well, the problem is the snow shovel has like a flip at the end, and I really don't support that at all. So do not recommend snow shovel. Snow plow, I could see. That's better. Yeah, take a look for sure. If you don't really watch shorts too, that's completely fine. Just, you know, go through and find that one in my shorts list or whatever. I think I just called it How to Build a Wall or something. Ugh. Okay, if the Tsuji dealt in, I was gonna lose it. I mean, Shonpai Honor. It's my best winning chances still, I think. Not a great weight.
リーチ
I think it's a fine push, though. I was going to say until it deals in the turn after. Like Grunty probably did one of those. God, I really need to keep working on my How to Play Mahjong series. Anytime I hear his name, I'm like, God, someone needs to dethrone that bastard. But he excuse the language.
Sumo.
Unfortunate. A good thing I didn't try to push mine, or try to fold, honestly, because my discard pattern would have been 8-pin and a 9-pin, probably. Of course I'm missing the 4-pin. It's the Dora. And as expected, someone did blow up in the game with a Mungan. Exactly what we expected. Excuse me. The 3-pin isn't great here. We'll probably discard it next, but at least for the moment, it's okay. If we draw like specifically 4-pin next, we discard 3-so instead. It's probably still better than that. Yeah, one interesting thing that happened at RNO, I was playing the eventual winner of the entire tournament, so that's one factor there. But there's a situation where he needed a Mangan to catch up from second to first, and I was in first. And, yeah, 3-pin. And he started opening his hand. So generally speaking, if someone's opening their hand, they have enough to overtake. And that's just how it is. Like, that's just a fact of Mahjong, honestly. So at that point, I figure I want to push at least a little bit. So looking at my hand and everything, I had a tile that was safe against the Riichi on my right. And it still allowed me to push a little bit. And so I made that discard and dealt in to his hand instead for 3,900 instead of a Mangan. So he actually did not have enough value to overtake unless I dealt in specifically. So it's one of those really difficult situations where if I had known, obviously, I could have just folded.
Chi.
But I didn't know. And so it feels like a mistake that I dealt in and lost because of that, but I don't know if it is or not. It's a really difficult position. Unfortunately, I don't have a photographic memory to like go back and like put it right in front of me again. Need to discard a 5-pin here. Discard 6-pin. Yeah, let's do that.
Chi. Home.
Yeah, like I would love to be Tenpai here. God, just not finding anything right now.
Home.
Pawn on the 7-so. Yeah, like this player's certainly on some kind of Itsu, Honitsu, Chinitsu, whatever. Yeah, Dora is a very brave discard there into the dealer. I don't even want to discard the 2-pin into the dealer. I guess dealer's not really a problem with 2-pin though. 2-pin's fine. I'll hold off one more turn. Okay. I think we take
リーチ
this. Like, book says to take this Ricci. Thought I was going to say book says to immediately get punished too, but apparently not.
ドン
Instead, we are the Punisher. Ura? No, never lucky. Okay. Well, we do take the placement. Hand isn't great. We'll probably need to open it up. Drawing things like that makes it a lot harder. So I'm going to try to stay flexible for now.
Boom.
Yeah. Like, ideally, this still ends up Tanyao. And there's a lot of cases where it does. We need, like, exactly 6 pin. We need to connect something over here so we can discard the 1-3. But it's doable.
Boom.
That's a very loaded question, Lazy Stray. For those of you that
Oh.
can't see it, the question is, do you tend to open poor hands? It depends what you consider a poor hand. If it is no value, no. I generally try to keep no value hands concealed as much as I reasonably can. If it's bad weights, yes, I do try to open those hands. The idea there being if you can open the hand is more likely to complete. It needs the extra efficiency as opposed to the extra value of being able to reach you by keeping it closed and drawing what you need. So, all that to say, in general, the worse a hand is, the less likely I am to open it, but
Boom.
there's certain types of bad hands that I do open a lot. I really don't want to discard this Formon. Probably.
Boom.
Probably. I probably would open that hand if a 6 pin came out. Depends how scary everyone else is looking at the time too. Like this hand, I would probably open for a 4 pin, even though it's very early, very presumptuous even to say that. I think 4 pin is worth it because I have 2 Dora. Shapes are not great, but they're good enough that if I can open the hand, they should complete. So I would open specifically on a 4 pin. Not really melodic. Generally speaking, bluffing like that doesn't work at the higher levels in my experience. The problem is if you call like 3 times or whatever, and you're not Tenpai at the end of that, and someone reaches, you're just in such a terrible spot, it's just not worth whatever bluff you were trying to do. Now that combined, though, with the idea that there's a pro, I can't remember who it was, who said that you should never pass a Dora pawn, which is crazy to me, right? Like, pawn any Dora, literally. But it makes some sense, right? Because the moment you do that, people are gonna have to play around your hand, especially in Akanashi, like if you're not playing with red 5s. So there is definitely some consideration there if you want to play like that. Still would love a 4 pin. I think we'll lock that pair with that. This hand might not need to open anymore. But yeah, if I see an opponent call 3 times and I think there's any chance they're not Tenpai, I will slam a Ricci on the board so fast that their head will spin. Because it's just the easiest way to punish that kind of play. Yeah, like it's the pros theory was that you'll find one later, or it doesn't matter, just get to read Koku and be the only person in Tenpai. Like there's arguments for it. But it was just very polarizing. Ooh. What does that do? That lets me discard this. And like I lose the Tanyao, but it's a lot easier to find a Ricci with this, I think. I don't even necessarily lose Tanyao. Probably still open on either the 4 or 6 pin here. All these shapes in my discards always make me so sad.
Chi.
Like, why didn't you let me know that you were going to show up later? So I would have been worried about discarding that too with the 3 discard here, but luckily they discarded it for me. I'd probably just open for anything here. Open for K10. Am I not going to get to cheat this?
Home.
Oh, God. Okay. Fine.
Home.
No! What? Oh, that's ridiculous.
Gee.
Okay, I got that one. Now I hope one of you two con. Please do. It would make my day if one of you conned. Chankan no Mi. That's the name of the game. Oh, Lord, that's terrible, though.
Dong.
Oh, I chose the wrong one. It might have been better just to play it safe there. Hard to say. Unfortunate. That's right, we're not ruined just yet. We're 400 points away from ruin. This hand is very advanced, but it is very hard to improve. That is a step in the right direction, though. If we draw the 3, so we're not reaching. Not in a million years. And if we deal in, I swear I'm going to be so upset.
Home.
That is an improvement. Okay, so reach Pin Fedora or Epots, whatever. Theoretically, could overtake one of these two on a direct hit. God, now we have a Mongun. If it's Pinfill, it's enough to overtake. So now we have to Ricci. If we get Pinfill. If we don't, I don't know. We'll see. Yeah, the Sunchoke is not really a thing here because I'm never going to want to discard the Dora pair. Lazy Stray. It's probably just not worth it. I really should probably just focus on defense here. Apparently it is Sanshoku.
Reach.
Home.
Like, the 3-so looks so good here. I can see so many of the 4s that it's so likely that one of the 2 players tries pushing the 3-so. Unless they're both incredibly risk averse, which is very possible,
No.
but I guess we'll just have to take this one instead. That's fine. Solidifies a not 4th. Just Mungun. We'll take a 3rd here. That's completely fine. Alright, and we are still doing okay. So let's keep it going. Alright, sorry, just answering a message. Okay. Like, there's the outside chance of Junchan here. I don't think that's good enough to hold on to the honors, though. Yeah, doesn't seem likely enough. Yeah, ideally want to find some kind of value, be it Akka or Reguladora or what have you. Like, it's probably a Pinfu hand. Maybe I should have kept the 3-pin. Normally I don't because of the efficiency gain, but Ipeco is an option. Man, I'm ambivalent there. Here I'll keep the 8 because of the Sanshoku chance as well as the Dora acceptance. Like, 7 mana is a great way to give this hand value. Let's go with that here. This is also opening up value chances. Excuse me.
Reach.
That is not opening up value chances. That is a Reachy. I guess it makes the hand worth 1,000 more. It's technically value. I don't think I can reasonably push here. Yeah, I don't see a reasonable line to pushing. Better line to folding. That's theoretically a better line to pushing. So we'll give it a shot here. If we redraw like 6-pin here, not that there's many left. If we redraw 6-pin, we can discard the 7-so because it's a Suji. Wouldn't be bad. And 8 pin and 7 pin are both safe here.
つも
Yeah, okay. Yep, alright. Very normal start. Not much you can do there. The real question is, are we in a position where we want to shut this down and try to take a quick hand, or do we want to try to make this something bigger?
Boom.
Like, there's a route where this becomes Manzu Honitsu still. If we draw, like, Chun, discard 2 pin. Not happening, though. Because it could be Toy Toy, potentially. Again, drawing specifically Chun. Hey, the nice thing though, this hand is worth 1,300 plus the 300 Honba. Oh wow, and it just got a lot bigger.
Come.
Sure. I don't even want to do the math on this hand anymore. No, it's just 2 hun, right? 2 hun 30 basically. Yeah. Just took me a second, that's all. I just want to be Tenpai. Because it feels terrible to have someone reach you into your con.
Gee.
So 3 calls, like technically 3 calls like this is not really where you want to be. But it's where I'm at right now. So we'll see how this goes. The nice thing is 2 pin doesn't look terrible on this board if I need to fold something.
Boom.
Yep. And this is why we don't do this. This being con, you know. Okay.
Boom.
Good choice, buddy. Okay, I can breathe again. Here we probably do take the pawn and we hedge for the Honitsu. Might not even be much of a hedge, might just be going for it. I mean, yeah. This hand is Honitsu. Obviously, we still need some help. It's not just a ready-made hand yet.
Gee.
But we will push pretty aggressively for it.
1
Oh, come on. Lord. There's a very obscure concept that might be coming into play soon. Not quite. It's close. That's how obscure it is. This situation doesn't even quite fit it. So there's... Oh no, it might still. So So the theory is if you're pushing against a Ricci as dealer, you're already pushing for one reason or another. If you have an option between two unsafe tiles, you deal the Dora Suji. And it's such a niche situation. It's unbelievable. Like, and the margins for it are so small, but I can see why it's a thing. See, the problem is my hand isn't even good. It feels like this person's hand isn't either, but that's just vibes. Like, that's not a real thing.
Wrong.
Yep. Their hand's better than I gave it credit for. I'll say that. Deal into a Mungun. It's not that it's less common, it's that if it deals in, the upside of it is better than the alternative. It's such a weird concept. It took me forever to even partially understand. See if I can explain it. So the idea there, you compare the value as dealer of me dealing the winning tile in versus them sumoing a Dora, right? Specifically. And if you look at it from that perspective, you're not losing out on that much, right? Like Ricci sumo and Dora, whatever. And that's a bad Ricci sumo Dora +1, basically. It's a Mungun, right? But if it's Ricci +1, it's only 2,600. So you actually pay out less by paying the 2,600 for that hand than Ricci sumo Dora +1, which is kind of wild, honestly, that someone even bothered to think it all through and explain all that. It's a weird one. If you're interested, hit me up. I can send you a link to Kobayashi Go's book about it. Not just that one concept. He has a bunch of other things in there too. But yeah, send me a DM and I can send you a link to it. It's just a very, very situational type of thing. Okay. This hand is developing nicely. I do want the tune, if I could. But I might not even need it at this rate. I would still pawn for it at this point, though. I'm not so far behind that I would pass that up, I don't think. Well, maybe I passed the first one. Talking myself into it at this point. Well, with one person opening already, yeah, I'd probably just pawn it. Yeah, absolutely melodic. That is the book, isn't it? Yeah, Kobayashi Go, Super Digital Mahjong. Yeah, it's crazy that it came up on stream right after you read about it, because it is very niche. Excuse me, I was fighting that sneeze for like a full minute, which is why I was so quiet for a second. Yeah, exactly. Like there are some things in that book that are honestly straight up wrong. There are some, like, it's not a mistake, it's just the wrong line of thinking, honestly, that got him to the wrong position. But there's a lot in there that's this little niche, tiny situation that makes a lot of sense. I need to go back and read that book again, honestly. I'm gonna be greedy.
Home.
Gong.
Oh, come on. You reachy those hands. Pinvidora. Reachy. I'm not even disappointed that I dealt in. I'm disappointed that they didn't reachy. Oh well. Looks like we might get our 4th for the stream. We're on our way anyway. Still a long way off though. Ooh, that's a great draw. Big fan of that one. Even if it's just Reachy Pinfu, I will reach you the hands I'm supposed to reach you. Thank you very much. And that's not a great draw though. But it does give us house to draw 5 pin and incorporate Reachy Pinfudora instead, which would be great. I would love that. Still keep that. 7 pin would be fine. I'd still Reachy for sure.
Home.
I think we hold off on this one. There's so many tiles that improve our value here. So we can do 4 mon, 7 mon, 6, not 6. 4 mon, 7 mon, 4, 5, not 4, 5. Yeah, 4, 5, 7 pin. 3, 5, so. Yeah, something like that. Like, there's definitely times to take Pinfu Nomi, but I don't think this is one of them. But Reach Nomi is a bit too far for me, I think. Like, this hand has a lot of upgrades here. So in general, from what I'm told, the line is 340 if it's a good weight, you Reachy. If it's a bad weight, you Dama. Like, it's not got an exact science to it, honestly. But in general, that makes sense to me. So in general, that's what I use. If it's a Mangan hand, I don't Reachy. Like, there's corner cases where it's already 5 Han, there's 2 people Reachy, I'll slam a Reachy down. But in general, I like to Dama those hands. I don't like to Dama these hands. Like, honestly, a lot of times I would Reachy this. But I think right now I need a little bit more value.
Sumo.
So we saved ourselves 1,000 points. The Dora in hand is interesting here. The problem is it kills our Tanyao. 6 Han Dama? Absolutely not. As long as you have a Yaku, you're not reaching that hand. You shouldn't reach that hand. I'm actually working on a video for this exact concept. I'm going to talk about it quite a bit, because as I was talking at the tournament, I realized how many people don't know the concepts for this sort of thing. But in general, winning a Mangan drastically increases your placement in a game, right? Like, it makes sense. It's not like this is some huge foreign thing or anything that I'm giving you right now. But because of that, if your hand is already a Mangan, you don't want to do anything to, reduce your likelihood of winning that hand. That includes Reachy, that includes taking a worse weight to try to upgrade the value. There's a lot of things that you don't want to do if your hand's a Mangan. So hopefully I'll be able to get that video out sooner rather than later, because a lot of the concepts are fresh in my mind from the weekend. This is potential 3, 4, 5 Sun Shoku, so we discard the form on here. I think it's technically a slight efficiency loss, but that's okay, because it's potentially Sun Shoku. Yeah, you are fooling way more people than you think with Dama. Once you start Daming more, you'll see exactly what I'm talking about. Ooh.
リーチ
Now this hand, because the value is not confirmed with the Sanshoku, I'm taking the Riichi. Because it could just be pinned on Reach, on 2-pin.
ポン
Or it could be way bigger than that on the other 2 outs. And I definitely need a big hand here. I mean, like a few small hands would do it, but... Yeah, like this is a hand I could argue Dama and then just pass on 2-pin, but we could just win. And maybe hit the Ura for Hanuman? Yes, okay. We are right back in this. These are very flat scores now. All right, then. Yeah, like a 3-sided weight. Okay, fine. There's an argument for it. But the real reason I reached it there is because on 2-pin, it was only pin Futanyao. That's it. Need a little bit of help there. I don't like passing wins. I really don't. Yeah, that Hanuman upgrade is actually huge here. What are the odds this turns into Sun Uncle? Does it ever happen? Like sometimes, sure. Just 2 specific tiles I need to draw. Then draw a pair somewhere. I guess I could wait on the pair at that point. But we've got Adora. We've got some options. It's not great. Suanko confirmed? No. We never confirmed Suanko here. Melodic, were you here when I was talking about my tournament Suanko chance? If you were, I'm not going to repeat myself, but if you weren't, let me know. Because I would absolutely say it for you. It was obscene. I hated it. So, I've never gotten a tournament Yakuman, right? That's something that has just eluded me every single time for some reason. Despite all the tournaments I've played in, which I guess isn't that many, but still. I get a turn 3 Suanko Tenpai. So I hit the Riichi, right? And that's just a very normal thing. And I was so excited, like everyone's going to fold. I'm going to get the Suanko. It's going to be great. Turn 12 rolls around. And I hadn't sumoed anything, and someone finally dealt into the Suji trap that I'd set on turn 2 for the wait. So at that point, I just have to take it. And instead, I'm sitting on just a Mangan instead of a Suanko. And I was so upset. Completely distraught at that point. Distraught's the wrong word. Like, I still got a Mangan, but still. You get what I mean. Apparently, it wanted to happen. I think this is fine. Because there's 2 8-pins out already. Yeah, we really just want to get rid of that shape entirely. And if we draw the 6-pin, we can just discard a 6 instead.
Boom.
Yeah, it's...
Boom.
Like, it's not even really a miss, right? Well, the thing is, if it's a Sumo Yakuman Orpheus, generally you do want to because it gives you more chance to sumo. So the general wisdom is to Riichi on your Suanko chances. Not saying it's 100% correct or anything, but that's the general consensus among Riichi players. Of course. Okay, this one mon is very, very safe. It just took me a second to find all of them. Drawing a 7-mon here would be great. But unfortunately, they're just going to be discarded to me instead. Probably should have just cheated, honestly. Nice. Congratulations, Melodic. Oof. That should be safe enough.
Don't.
No, it's not safe enough. Ugh. Okay, only 2,000 at least. Could be a lot worse. I'll give back part of my Hanuman. Fine. Get back half the upgrade. Yeah, like the Suango Tunky, you can Ron. So that one you generally want a Dama. But yeah, the Suango normal, generally it's Reaching. But there's also that meme, which I'm glad doesn't apply to me. But it says, if you're a man, you must reach all your important hands, even if they're a Yakuman. So being a woman in Mahjong really has a lot of advantages. I'll say that for sure. Yeah, we're going to force the Tanyao here. Okay. I don't hate this. Couple too many pairs, but Chitoi could happen. My Chitois most commonly happen in pursuit of other Yaku like Ipeiko. Exactly, Orpheus. My thoughts exactly.
Reach.
No, honestly, it's kind of crazy how much sexism there is in Mahjong. I saw this one pro, was it Oi? I can't remember which pro for sure. I don't want to slander one. But he was teaching how to discard, which, you know, great, whatever, fine. I did learn something from the video. I have a couple different methods of discard now. But he was talking about the emphasis, like how much force you have to have on the discards. And he showed like a weak discard. And he says, you can't do this. If you're a woman, you might be able to get away with this. But if you're a man, you have to discard strongly. And like, I'm so glad that as a woman, I have fewer restrictions on my play. You know? Thanks, pro Mahjong person. Yeah, this is just a Ricci.
リーチ
I don't like it. But here we are.
Reach.
Apparently we are all fighting. Sounds about right, Melodic.
Long.
Oh, wow. Northwind got him. I didn't expect that one. Game is staying close. I'm still just a Mangan away. But this hand isn't a Mangan. I'd probably just try to push out a last with this. Unfortunate. Yeah, that's the line. Actually, if we get out a fourth here, if we win this hand, game's not over. We'll get a west extension.
Home. Home.
I can't take that one. I don't think I want that one either.
Home
We are going to take that one, though. really need a white dragon. Like you wouldn't believe. Hopefully it's not what this player's sitting on.
Reach.
That's not a reach I wanted to see. Like, we have to push into it. It's not really a choice.
Kan.
本
Long.
Yeah. Ugh, okay. Finally took a fourth. Unfortunate. We had to fight there. I can't just accept the loss. Can't just assume someone else is going to deal in. So pushing's the only real option there. Unfortunate. Alright, I don't want to end on loss. So let's keep going. Even though my throat is screaming at me to stop, I will power through it to bring you guys another game. It's not really screaming at me. Can't really scream at much of anything right now, don't worry. Alright. Now, I will say one thing, talking about gender, one thing I was astonished by was that I was the only woman in the top 8 at the tournament over the weekend. That doesn't normally happen. Like, there's so many strong women in this game. It's unbelievable. I guess I was just the only one that got lucky this time. See, this is unfortunate because it looks like it wants to be Jin-chan, but it's not gonna be. There's like no way this ends up Jin-chan. I'll just regret it when I draw something. Right now, if I draw Tuso, I'll at least have Pinfu. And we can do this and keep better weight options. Could potentially end up with 6, 7, 8 Sanchoku, but we need some help out of the Manzo. Yeah, that's not happening. I'm glad we didn't go for the Jin-chan. It would have been very committal for not much value. Well, value's the wrong word. For not much return.
リーチ
Compared to a nice turn 6 Reachy Pinfill. Now the real question is if we can get the Reachy Pinfudora too.
Reach.
The real question is if we can win the hand. Always forget to kind of hit that step along the way. It's a problem for me. Just kind of assume you're going to win any hand you Reachy.
Long.
Fair enough. It's so weird to me that the character Inipatsu is a green dragon. I don't know why it's weird, but it's weird. This is a hand. It's an Ishanten hand. I'd probably pass the first red dragon with this hand. I don't want this hand to just be 2,000. I want to reach you with this hand. I swear to God, if I draw another white dragon, I will fly over to Japan just to strangle Tsunoda. Ooh, that's a Dora. I don't see any reasonable way to incorporate it. Pass the first one like I promised.
リーチ
Okay. Yeah, it happens, Melodic. Unfortunately, we can't play favorites in tournaments. Like, it's one of those things where the player who was in first at my last tournament, I also had a situation where I dealt into him and I don't know if I needed to. And that is actually the difference that gave him first. If I hadn't dealt into him, he wouldn't have gotten first. In the tournament, that is. Or in the match, I guess. But because I did, he did. And, like, that's just Mahjong. Like, I didn't do it intentionally or anything. It's just what happens. He didn't try while he was trying to snipe me, but he wasn't trying to snipe me because of placement. He was trying to snipe me because he needed to win. Okay. Odd hand shape.
Reach.
This should be a good Suji trap. The 8 coming out first and everything. Yeah.
Long.
We'll take those. Nice. See, that's how you win tournaments, right there. No skill whatsoever. Just draw the right tiles. Recognize the Suji trap. Take the Suji trap.
Home.
I'm going to discard this here. The 2/7, like, it adds a block, but it doesn't really do much more than that. There's like an outside chance this becomes a Honitsu. No. Outside chance we get punished for a 2-pin decision. Weird shapes. So now we're Tenpai on 1, 2, 3, 4, 7 mon. Yeah, with upgrades in the Pinzo. Wait, that's not Tenpai. Yeah, that's fine. That probably wasn't best, was it? No, I should have discarded one of these, probably. Okay, now it's wide, though. There's a lot of tiles to Tenpai here.
Eat.
And we have a safe tile. We could reach on double safe tile.
Reach.
Long.
Yeah, it was ambitious, but... Oh wow, round pay, good chance. Fine, fine. Flew too close to the sun there. I get it. But if it had worked, it would have looked brilliant. That's like most of Mahjong, right? Like, oh yeah, if that had just worked, it would have been so much better for me. Oh. See, those are draws I don't mind. Oh, I should have held that. That one's better because it's a Pinfu pair. Okay.
Boom.
Does this ever become Sanchoku? Maybe a 2-3-4? Luckily, no Dorapon for the dealer. That would have been real bad. I don't know, maybe we hold the Dora there. That's a pair, but it's not where I wanted my pair to be. Okay, that's where I wanted my pair to be. Unfortunately, 3 5s are dead already. And there's another Ricci on the board. It was a double one-shot to deal in with a 9 there. God, there are so many 2s and 5s out. I don't want to push into this. Is that crazy? Oh yeah, no, it's not a dragon at all. It's a concept. I can't remember exactly how to describe it. Basically, Hatsu would be like beings below humans, like fungi, plants, that sort of thing. Not a dragon at all.
Sumo.
I was right not to go for it. Never punished. No, I think the worst thing about being sick is this time I got the, like, you know, the taste problems that people have after COVID. That's hitting me this time. It's kind of rough. I don't think I've had it in the past, so we'll see how long this one lasts, but hopefully not too long. Makes eating much less enjoyable. It's fine. I think I can take this. This doesn't ever really become Toy Toy. There's chances for it, but it's not likely. I think this is still fine. 3-pin would be a fantastic upgrade. Oh, that is also an option. 3-pin's so a good upgrade. But yeah, I think the fact that Ipatsu and Hatsu are very similar sounds, I think has something to do with why the character's there. Like, it's just how the kanji sounds, right? Something like that.
Boom.
I would love a Formon right now. Thank you.
Ron.
2,600. We'll take those. Ooh, Dora 2. Dora 2 with the hand that could be Tanyao. Even better. Yeah, I'm debating between the 1 pin and the Hatsu discard here. I think we'll do Hatsu. And now I'll have to debate between the 1 pin and the 6. Yeah, it's a weird one. That's good. Okay. Now plan is to discard 7 pin into 5 pin and pull in the Tumon. Let's do it. Go for ambition. Well, I guess not. Hedging a little bit, but we'll probably discard 8-6 here. Probably should have discarded 8-6 right away. Yeah, that's better. I don't like this 5 pin discard. It's playing an extra set of blocks for no reason. Yeah, still the case. Yeah, I don't know. Feels weird.
Boom.
See, I don't know what to make of that Chun pawn. I feel like I should know something from it.
Don't.
Apparently it's that he's got a bunch of value. Great. Now I know. Okay. I'll try not to get in fourth so I'm not forced into another game here. Planning on calling this my last game, but we'll see. So Orpheus, it's interesting. I work at a Japanese company. So we have a lot of Japanese expats around where I'm at. And they had no idea what the Hatsu tile was. Like, it wasn't even a kanji they recognized in Japanese. So it might just not be in modern usage, or it might have been the font or something, I don't know. But I knew this person was not one that would just mess with me. I can say that. So I don't know so much about the pronunciation rule thing, but I could be wrong there. Ooh, that's a Dora. We like those. Could be Pin Fedora 2. Just think about taking a little bit of a safer route. I probably should have. I think I do like discarding the 8 better there. I already have 2 pairs. I'm not losing much in the way of efficiency. Yeah, okay. Reach Pin Fedora 2, maybe? As a treat? Don't you dare, Ricci. Okay. What's safer here? 7 mana is fully safe against someone. 8 mana is only Suji against one player. I guess Sotogawa against another player. Yeah, the 8's probably slightly better for defense. But I'm more worried about the dealer Ricci than anything else. Yeah, maybe. I'm not sure. Like I said, she just did not recognize it at all. And she's, you know, she's very Japanese. We'll say that. She did move to the US of her own accord, but it wasn't that long ago that she would forget too much of the language. especially exercising it all the time since I work at a Japanese company. It is like vaguely off-putting sometimes to be around so many people speaking a different language. Not a bad thing though. Just means I need to learn more Japanese. It's a great environment to do it too. Like they might actually be taking me to Japan here soon. Before the end of the year. We'll see. I kind of would have expected them to have plane tickets by now, but haven't heard anything about that. It's probably not worth the Ricci. I'll feel real bad if I get the win now. Oh, unless it's Haite. That's fine. Yeah, we'll take this. That's... I'll allow it. Completely fine with me. Haite Sumo for the Mangan. About as good as it gets, honestly. I don't get enough Haite. I wonder what the percentage is for Haite. That's one that I don't know off the top of my head. How often it occurs. Yeah, most likely the 2-so is our pair. We'll see though. Oh yeah, it can be hard, right? I am probably nowhere near where you're at in Japanese, honestly. I'm like not even conversational at all. I know simple greetings and that sort of thing. That's about it though.
Kang.
So I don't really like that con. I do like a 678 Sanshoku though. Discard the 5 while it's not unsafe. I'm gonna Dama this one, just because I'm concerned about follow-up Richis and that sort of thing. I want to get this win as soon as possible. And if it's 4-mon, it is Mangan anyway. Problem is people are going to be very hesitant about discarding Monzu against Toyman. It definitely looks like they could be Honitsu.
Sumo.
We'll take those. 26 all. See, this is a hand, or not a hand. This is a position where you like situationally Dama, right? Like I'm in a great position if I just win this hand. I mean, yeah, like it increases your winning percentage. That's the short version. If Ricci didn't decrease your winning percentage, you would always Ricci, right? Like pretty much. There's exceptions, but yeah. But that's pretty much the only reason not to Ricci. It's because you don't want to draw attention. But it's more that the hand is worth enough as it is. It's not worth the Ricci. Like, if I win that hand, I'm in a fantastic position. So let's just chill. Take it nice and easy. Move on. And sure enough, look at this position. I'm 12,000 points above my nearest competitor. Just because I didn't do anything. That would reduce my winning chances. I mean, obviously, knowing now that it's sumo, even better. But yeah, and we want this because this is Sanshoku. Yeah. If that makes sense. I'm kind of disjointed a little bit right now, Orpheus. Is that making sense there? But yeah, the win is more important than getting a bunch of points for the win. Like, if you're fine with accepting a lower win rate for higher points, great. And a lot of times the EV says to do that. This one. But a lot of times it doesn't make sense to, right? A lot of times you need the win more than you need the extra value. Well, if we draw the Aka 5-so, it would be amazing. But we'll take any win here.
Sumo.
Ooh. That's another hand that makes perfect sense to Dama. Alright, not quite as good of a position anymore. That's a lot of terminals.
ポン
I think this is a Toy Toy dash. We'll see. Might not be Toy Toy. No, we shouldn't be committing to honors here. I should have kept the 3 and the 2. Thanks, game. Reinforcement.
ポン
I guess it is a Toy Toy dash.
ポン
Well, this hand's huge. Yeah. This didn't need to be huge, but it is. So... Like, in theory, if I draw 7-so, I should be discarding a 6-so here. The other side of it, if I don't do that,
Boom.
it doesn't give away as much about my hand. If I draw 7, discard 6, you're like, oh, that 6 came from some shape. Better avoid discarding near that.
ドン
Or we could just take the win here and knock them to 3rd. Just such an unnecessary hand. Alright, we are gonna call it there. Thank you all so much for joining in. We normally do this every Friday, but we will be missing next week because I'll be traveling once again. Hopefully I don't come back sick this time. We'll see. 50-50. I don't know. We'll see. But thank you all so much for joining in. I really do appreciate it. 7 p.m. EST. If you haven't joined the Discord, please join the Discord. There's a link down in the description on YouTube. Or if you're on Twitch, feel free to hit me up on Discord or anything like that, and I'm happy to send you a link. Thank you all so much for joining in, and I will see you guys next time.